very much for joining us today. We are very excited to be talking about the Kiva product with you all. I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. Let's see, how do I, okay, perfect. So today's agenda, I said welcome. Thank you so much. My name is Laura Suarez. I am the director for a nonprofit community development corporation in the East Valley. Right now we work with businesses alongside the light rail in Mesa and in Tempe, and I'll be just clicking the slides over. We decided that we'd been sharing a lot of information about Kiva and the product, but that we weren't sure that the community was really understanding what the product was. And so we decided to create a series on the Kiva product, one to explain what it is, and another to start gathering people that showed interest and really help them get engaged in their own ability to crowdfund for the money that they need. And so that's the point of today's workshop. What we're going to do right now is going to be introducing the team that's going to be working on this series, and so you get to know us a little bit better, and if you have any questions and if you're interested, you know who your point of contact is. So I'll hand it over to Danielle.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Danielle Luna. I'm the Economic Empowerment Supervisor at the International Rescue Committee, the IRC. We are an organization that provides a variety of services to new American families, helping them to connect to the services that they need as they are rebuilding their lives here in the community. As a part of our programming, we have a small business development program where we have our own in-house lending department. We provide low interest loans through our CDFI. As well as credit building programming. Oftentimes when we're working with new American families, of course, they're starting with zero credit. And so we have some great programming in place to help build credit. And we have efforts on the corridor in order to assist small businesses with a variety of services that we provide, more than one-on-one technical assistance. We've been working a lot to help, for example, with accessing you're participating in today. So we are focused primarily on the Camelback corridor and right up north on the I-17, right off the I-17 there, just a little bit up, yeah. So there's a stretch along 7th Avenue, 27th Avenue and Camelback, and just slightly north and south of that. So you see that outlined there. We have the World Bazaar there twice a year, where we feature over 65 businesses from around the world. So try to bring the community of businesses together as much as possible, and offer as much programming and support as we can, depending on the needs of the business. And Kiva is one of those programs that we offer.
Thank you, Danielle. Michael?
Good morning, and my name is Michael Kelly. I work at Trellis. We're a nonprofit that helps folks get into stable home ownership with down payment assistance programs and no-cost counseling. And we also are working on stable commercial corridors, because in order to have a stable neighborhood, you've got to have businesses that are supporting those local residents. So my corridor is in the historic Miracle Mile shopping corridor. So that's along McDowell Road, just west of the 51. And we start at 7th Street. So from 7th Street, we go to 24th Street, up to Thomas, down to Van Buren. That's going to be our commercial corridor. Pretty dense for businesses. There's actually 80 businesses from 14th Street to the 51. not including all the other corridors. So I'm happy to be able to tell you a little bit more about Kiva. It's a great program, and looking forward to any questions and hearing from everybody else.
Thank you, Michael. Ali?
Hello, everyone, and good morning. Thanks again for joining. My name is Ali Nervis, and I am excited to be a new trustee for Kiva. I'm a part of 2 organizations that are focused on this work, namely Phx Local Organizing Committee, which is a trustee, and we are engaged in a number of community wealth building and small business support initiatives. And then also Archwood Exchange, which hosts a monthly marketplace and also does other small business support. So we are primarily focused in the East Lake Park area, which is a small area in downtown Phoenix, from the 51 to 7th Street, east and west, and from Van Buren down to the railroad, mainly the Jefferson and Washington area. And then extends out, the corridor area that we're focused on extends out to South Phoenix as well. So I look forward to supporting and helping and utilizing this great platform that Kiva has created.
Thank you, Ali. And I had made a bit of a mention in the beginning, but our corridors, the kind of the areas that we work in are in Tempe and in Mesa. And so we work in Mesa, we work from Country Club east all the way out to about Stapley area. And then in Tempe, from the 101 west all the way to about Terrace or Rural Road is kind of the areas that we work in with our small businesses there. And so we're on this map, we're just right here. So I'll go ahead and take
and sorry, Laura, and the Asian district kind of like right in between those two.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So our Asian district would be like right here. I think I'm right?
Yes.
Yeah. So next, I don't know how to click. Oh, here.
All right, so today is an opportunity to get you familiar, comfortable with accessing Kiva, and just share some of the incredible highlights that come along with participating in the program. But just to give you a little background about Kiva, it's a micro lending program through an online crowdfunding platform. So there's a website where many people participate and contribute to the growth of a business. They are character-based loans. One thing that's really cool about this loan product, they are 0% interest, no fees, and you can get up to $15,000 with no collateral. That is not very common. So, so this is a great product. And when it says character-based loans, it's not based off of credit specifically. So it looks at other factors. They have kind of their own internal review process, but this is something to consider accessing without having to worry about credit consideration. There is a grace period of up to 6 months, which is great. That's something that they just recently changed, given everything that's going on in the current crisis. They've extended that repayment period. So that's amazing that you have that time before having to repay. That repayment period is 1 to 3 year terms, depending on the size of the loan. So the bigger the loan, the longer the repayment period is. It's really easy in terms of the process of receiving the funds and paying back the
Hello?
Danielle?
It froze.
Oh, I think she froze.
froze.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry about that. My connection's a little funny this morning.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Where did I leave off? On PayPal?
It's easy to repay. Yep.
Yeah. So it makes it really easy to repay through PayPal. It's all done automatically, the deposit to your account and then the payments as you repay. You work with your local trustees to endorse your small business through Kiva. There's a great benefit to doing that. because we're able to walk you through step by step through the process of applying for this. And with that comes a dollar-for-dollar match through LISC, who is providing this program and coordinating the trustee program here locally. So that's a great benefit, which means that every time somebody contributes to your campaign, $25, for example, then that is immediately matched. So that helps you reach your fundraising goal very quickly. So that's nice. And then this kind of goes in further to explain how the match works. So for example, you raise $5,000 through the platform and $5,000 is matched by LISC, then that would give you a $10,000 loan amount, right? So it's really neat the way the matching works. And, you know, as people are investing in you, in your business, they're
Danielle, you froze up again.
oh, no.
It's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a great way to maximize money, right? Because you go online on the platform and people contribute to your campaign. So you might have seen, like when we say crowdfunding, you might have seen things like GoFundMe and other platforms where people will fundraise for a specific cause or business. So once you put your profile on there, people can match it. So they raise, I'm sorry, their money is matched. So they contribute and then their money is matched by LISC, okay? So their money goes further, they're investing in your business and you're able to promote your work on the platform as well. And that's an incredible marketing tool. In order for, oops, sorry.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. One thing that's important to know with this, this crowdfunding though, is that the money that, the goal that is set, so say that you are trying to access a $5,000 loan, you set your goal and that goal has to be met, okay, in order to receive those funds. So this is kind of an all or nothing, but I will say we just had a campaign this week, you know, where we had a business go live on the platform with a $2,500 loan. And with less than 48 hours, they received the funds that they needed. They had the contributions. You know, people were eager to support his business and his campaign, and he was able to spread the word to the community about what he does and raise awareness about his business as well. So I think, you know, in response to what's going on right now, people really want to contribute to local businesses. They want to support you. And this is a way that they can do it and actually get paid. As you repay the loan, then the people who invested in your campaign are repaid from those payments. So, so it's great. It maximizes your money. The investors get paid back, and it brings capital into your business rather quickly.
All right, next we're going to talk about an example of a successful campaign on Kiva. There are a number of campaigns that have been successfully funded in Phoenix, and as Danielle mentioned, some that are existing campaigns that are being funded. Azucar, if you've ever been to the South Side, hopefully you know of Azucar Coffee, a great business, a great example of a community business. And so they were successful in raising funds on Kiva, I believe twice, once for their opening of their brick and mortar, because they started at farmers markets and doing more mobile business. So they successfully crowdfunded on Kiva to open their brick and mortar. And then I believe they successfully crowdfunded again after repaying their first loan to get some more additional equipment for their business and grow it. Which is a great feature about Kiva, is once there's no limit, there's no ceiling on how many times you can utilize the tool. Once you've crowdfunded successfully once and repaid, that why would your community that supports you and has invested in you and enjoys your business, you know, all the more reason for them to continue contributing, continue supporting, continue investing to help your business grow, which would in turn help the community grow, which is something that Azucar is a shining example of. And they really use the campaign as a way to tell their story, which is important and powerful, and we'll get to that in a future session, and a way to get to grow your audience. You know, as the campaign gets shared, people support it, and the people that support it share it with those that you know, that they want to make aware of the campaign and the business. You know, it's a great marketing tool as well. So that is a recent example of a Kiva client. And we encourage everyone to look up their campaign as an example, see some of the language that they use, some of the emotions that they evoke about, you know, she was working in a job that she was passionate about, but it wasn't her vision. And that was something that stuck with me in reading the campaign, is that she wanted to build on her own vision. And she asked for the support of her community, and she received it. And now she has a business. She's providing jobs. She's creating space. I've had meetings there. I've been to events there, and it's just like I said, a shining example of what Kiva is meant to be. And then next we're going to talk a little bit about who we are as trustees and our relationship, our responsibilities. So trustees, there are a number of trustees throughout the country. We are the 4 that are here in the Phoenix metro area. At one point, our businesses were able to go directly through Kiva in order to start a campaign. Now all campaigns must be endorsed by a trustee. But as Danielle mentioned, the great upside of that is that LISC matches community donations or community loans that are endorsed by Kiva trustees. So now a $5,000 crowd fund becomes a $10,000 loan, you know, just like that. So we are organizations that publicly vouch for the entrepreneurs. As you can see, each of us does work and support for small businesses, ranging from technical assistance to financial assistance to all kinds of things in different areas of the city and different communities that we focus on. So we are the trustees, and we are here to serve and support. And as we get toward the end, we'll provide our contact information if we can be of assistance. And then Michael will talk a little bit more about, or excuse me,
I think
Laura
yeah.
will talk more about the trustee responsibilities.
And so just so you have an idea of the type of responsibilities that we have as your trustee, if you decide to proceed with the loan, we help identify and reach out to different businesses and entrepreneurs who would benefit from this Kiva loan. When we're out in the community talking to all of our small businesses, and we see that they might potentially benefit from a space or a program product like Kiva, we love talking about it. One of the biggest, I think, things for me is the fact that this product is for those businesses that have yet to become fundable through traditional lending. And so, or, you know, they've been in business for a while, but maybe their credit score isn't, you know, up to par to that, you know, to what some of those traditional lenders are requiring. And so we're able to tell them, hey, there's this product that you can get, you know, up to currently $15,000, and you get it at 0% interest. And there's not very many products out there that give loans at 0% interest. So those are one of the things that, actually the one thing that makes me really excited. We help evaluate, and so we evaluate the borrower based on their understanding of their business and the impact on the Kiva loan. So we sit with you, we talk about you know, where you stand financially, and, you know, if you're able to, you know, repay back that loan. And so we don't just let you be, we sit with you, we hold your hand through that process. We endorse. So trustees, even though we don't have a financial or legal liability, we vouch for your character and endorse you. And so we sit with you also, and we help you create the story that, you know, you can put on this Kiva platform. And so we really talk about, where you've been, where you are now, and where you want to be in order for you to achieve those goals. We can write it all out, and we can help you with that part too. And so then we don't just help you write your story, put it out into the community. We help you through that process. We support you the entire time. And so we help you create the Kiva campaign. We help you put it out there. We'll also reach out into our network to get people to fund your project. I call it like a project. Sometimes people want to get like Azúcar wanted to get a coffee grinder, and so that's what they crowdfunded for. And so we don't let you just do it alone. And then after you get your loan, we help you with just that process and any questions that you might have afterwards. This is a little bit more on who we are and what we do. We're your partners in the field. We refer entrepreneurs and small business owners who lack fair access to capital. That's one of the things I was saying earlier. When we don't have those abilities to get loans through, those big banks who kind of maybe sometimes turn us away without letting us know why we're not fundable, because it's happened. We help you through this process. We are your support system. I had mentioned that. I think I mentioned all of this in the first slide, but we're your support system through the Kiva Loan, Kiva LISC loan process. We are your advocates through the entire loan fundraising period. We help get the word out, spread it within our networks. We help you make that plan so you can spread it within your networks, and everything that we need to do to support you in getting your loan funded. And we're also your financial advisors. And so we're going to guide you in building good business credit and allow for greater access to capital in the future. So this can set you up and set you on the right path for if you ever wanted to go through traditional lending, that we can show them, your history within this platform and your repayment history. And so then we can, you can start asking for more money. And so that's the kind of help that we're going to provide you as trustees. So we're going to be your right-hand man in the whole process.
And so what is the loan process? After we've sat down with you and talked about all the processes that Laura went through, it gets sent to LISC for approval for loan matching. What we then do is send you a link that you click on, and that helps create your profile, right? We've already worked through what your profile is going to say, talking about your business, and we'll go through that in our next webinar, exactly how to create your profile and what you're saying. You've got a network, and your network has a network. So it's this big branch of potential lenders to your business. So you're going to invite those folks to give you a loan. And what happens is once you've got those folks out there, you've LISC and Kiva, they've got the loan done. We've endorsed you. We'll go down to your section. Sorry, I kind of mixed the two up there. I've done it a couple of times, so it's pretty quick for me, and it really is easy. So that's something I'd love to share. It's an easy process. What's the timeline? And you can see it right here. You submit your application. Within 2 weeks, Kiva approves the loan. You have a private fundraising period. We'll get into that a little bit more, but basically you have to reach a set amount and a set number of folks who have given you that microloan before it goes to the public. And then you've got 30 days. And we said earlier, it is an all or nothing loan. So if you apply for $5,000, you've got to have folks crowdfund $2,500, and that makes, with the LISC match, $5,000. If you don't meet it, we can't do the loan, but I tell you what, we haven't run across that. So we're here to support you and get you to that goal. Repayment starts 6 months later, and it's a 36-month repayment. So it really is a great deal. And there you go. Once you're paid, you're successful. You can get another loan. You can do like Laura said, and perhaps later on get a larger loan through a lender. I'm so excited about how easy this process is. And we'll be doing 2 more webinars. So what's needed for a successful campaign? That basic understanding of the Kiva program. And remember, we're here to help you with that. Talking about a cash flow strategy, your financials, and crafting your story. We'll get to those in the next webinars. Thanks.
And with that being said, we're going to open the lines up for questions. If anybody has any questions about the process, maybe we missed something that you were curious about, and so I'll close this so I can see everybody. I don't know how to. Oh, there you go. Oh no, just kidding. I don't know how to close this. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what. It says.
I think you have to do. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just for now, so if anybody has questions, and then I'll pull it back up.
I have a question. This is Augie, and it's for the group, and I did miss a portion of it. I was on a phone call, so I had to, I had it muted, so I wasn't paying attention. So this may have been covered, but I'd heard that there was recently one of the organizations recently either worked with one of the businesses on your corridor, and the funding happened fairly quickly, like in days that the funding was matched. Can you, I got super excited for the businesses on our corridors when I heard that. Whoever, if that was one of you guys that was working, can you share a little bit of that?
Sure. This is Danielle, and
Rose Danielle.
We lost you, Danielle. She'll come back.
Michael, you're muted if you were.
Hi, and it really was quick. I was excited to see how fast Danielle's the business was able to get those microloans, and it was for $2,500. So they only had to get microloans of up to $1,250. So yeah, that was impressive. Do you guys remember what the name? Oh, it was Tan.
He has a barber.
Barbershop.
Yep.
And so Tan was using the funds to help pay for rent and utilities. He's going to be opening back up as soon as the restrictions are lifted.
So it was actually like specifically kind of COVID related, and
yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I had just kind of like heard about it and was like excited to get a little bit more details, but that makes me think of some of the places in our area. I mean, specifically a couple of the barbers that we're working with that could even like share some ideas with that individual. So.
And Danielle's back if you wanted to go ahead and, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I usually am so proud of my connection, and I don't know what's happening today. But yes, so the campaign in this particular situation, we started it from start to finish. It did take about a month from the time that we submitted the application. And in this instance, you know, we were working with interpreters and things, so it took a little bit longer. But honestly, it could happen within a couple weeks' times, I would say. It depends on the loan amount as well. This was a smaller loan amount. It was $2,500, but I was so impressed with the fact that once it went live, you have up to 30 days typically for that. But In this case, yeah, he had enough support just by sharing out on Facebook. We shared out on our page and shared out on our corridor, as well as the organizational page, and the response was incredible in terms of, you know, how quickly and eager people were to support. And I heard you mentioning when I was logging on that it was COVID related. You know, so many of our businesses have been forced to close. And so sharing the story of how that has impacted your business is very important. And people are then,
No.
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah. Poor Danielle, but you know, I was happy to have Augie ask that, because before Kiva really was, how do you scale a business? And so you can do both. You can say, hey, I'm working to stay open and excited to see my customers, but I also had been wanting a new grinder, right? So you can include that in your ask.
Okay. Can you hear me? I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. With my business, I actually have multiple businesses. I am a hairstylist, and I was in the middle of transitioning. I've been working with JCPenney Hair Salon for 3.5, almost 4 years, and I was just about to go into my own location and try to build my business there. So along with doing the pickles, I do hair as well, and I was about to start doing for a nursing home. Well, not a nursing home, a family, senior living assistance place. So I wanted to focus more on doing hair for seniors. Because I've had about 5 years of working in a nursing home, running a hair salon before I moved here to Arizona. So I was looking into going back into doing hair, as well as doing farmers markets on the weekends to do my flavored. So I wanted to try to go and back into my own private salon. As I did back home, that I was just about to try to raise monies for that. So my situation is COVID related on 2 or 3 fronts of what I actually do for a living. And so now I'm pretty much where I'm just not doing anything.
And so would you consider, would you consider a loan to open up your salon or to help you with your pickle business? Or, I mean, what would you like to focus on?
Either one would be okay. Whichever one that I could get started up faster. Because right now, like, we can't do anything with hair, or I cannot go into the farmers markets either. So I'm pretty much stuck on both fronts. So whichever one that I could do faster.
Yeah, I could probably sit down, or not sit down, but get on the phone one-on-one and kind of talk through it, because I know the Kiva ones are mainly focused on existing businesses. So your pickle business may have more of a chance of qualifying as an existing business versus a new salon.
Okay.
But we can definitely figure it out.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay.
If I can just make a comment, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for doing this series. I know that this is the first of a few that you're putting together. And even, you know, for me in working with businesses, kind of like having this, like these videos and kind of this being able to share this with businesses, and for me to get a better understanding, because even though it's a fundraising platform, there's a little bit more to it than like a typical crowdfunding platform. And so this is this is great. And I know it's going to be super helpful, and especially in like thinking about recovery through this platform, right? Like everybody right now is kind of in the emergency phase, and you know, we'll at some point kind of really start diving into the recovery phase. And this seems to be it could be a really, really strong platform for all of the corridors. So thank you guys for this.
Yes, same here. Thank you. I appreciate being able to come on.
Oh, thank you. And I want to share our last slide, which is our contact information. If you wanted to reach out to us, I always forget how to share a screen. So here it is. This is our contact information. If you wanted, if any one of us is in your region, for Anise, I believe it might be Ali, right? Ali?
Yep.
Okay, I'm actually East Valley, but yeah, Ali is who I work with.
So you could reach out to him or to myself. I'm not going to take her away from you, Ali. But even if you have any questions and you want the guidance of all of us, the more you know, the better it is for your health of your business. So please jot down our information.
Okay.
Make connections, right? We're
all
in the valley together to support everyone.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
And
Mike. Because Michael, I think you said something that's. I'm also I'm in the process of wanting to purchase a home.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh gosh, you need to
I
work with me and our little group. We do such amazing work. And real quick, since I've got everybody on hold, we got someone into a home who a year ago did not have a checking account or any credit cards.
Oh, wow.
And we were able to work with her. So
yeah,
all four of our nonprofits do such amazing work in the community. So it's an honor.
Great. Yeah, because I was looking for down payment assistance.
Wonderful. Connect with me.
Great.
I'll be sure to get the intro.
Will do.
Okay, thank you, Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ali.
And if you guys, so remember, this is part 1 of the 3-part series. We're going to be back again next Friday, the 8th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to be talking about your budgets.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and then we'll send a reminder, of course, for the next meeting, and it'll be the same link. And so get ready to start, start talking numbers.
Yeah,
Right.
an example of how that would be helpful in your specific case as you're looking for what you want your ask to be. This is going to be a workshop that walks through that process to see what your needs are, what the costs are that are associated, and how you can prioritize that in your campaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super.
So, any other questions? Well then, thank you very, very much for taking about an hour of your time to hanging out with us.
Great. Thank you.